Hey, good Monday morning, my friends. MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa here with the MLive Morning Weather Update, brought to you by Consumers Energy. I'm going to call it a heat wave for September, but, the asterisk. It's not the kind of heat wave we would have in July or early August where we approach 100 degrees, but it looks like starting tomorrow, let's call it. Today is, warmer, and then tomorrow is in the 80s. And it looks like that could last for about 10 days in our area, at least. So I'll show you that to you as we go through this. Pretty quiet weather, a lot of sunshine on the way, and we don't tend to get a whole lot of humidity. Although humidity will gradually build up when you get heat lasting for 10 days. Hey, let's say hi to some folks. Johnson, good morning. Priscilla Serdi, good morning to you. Kelly Kosh, thanks for watching. And Brian Patterson, good morning. Thank you for watching every morning. These were the temperatures Sunday morning. This is the coldest I could find. Where this is important, I think, is we don't have any more cold air scheduled for a couple of weeks. So people are asking about the fall color, the leaves changing colors. I've seen some images from up around Mansalona of, a landscape starting to change quite a bit. But where you see the 30s, Gaylord, Grayling to Cadillac to around the Cadillac area, that's probably where you're going to get the earliest color. And the advancement in color is going to be put to a halt pretty much with the hotter temperatures coming. All right, now here is the satellite picture. What I'm trying to show you here on this one is that it's very quiet to our west. What you should know is that down in the Gulf of Mexico, and this might have some implication on our weather eventually in about a week or so, but there is a tropical system that now is probably expected to become a hurricane. Hurricane Francine, I believe, is what it's supposed to be, heading toward Louisiana, and eventually may get caught up into our weather here. But prior to that, let's take a look at the surface weather pattern. And I just showed you the satellite picture, and it doesn't have, and hang tight here, we're going to get onto the temperatures for the heat wave here in just a moment and how long it could last. So this is the surface weather pattern, and we go through the day today, and it's beautiful, it's sunny, it's dry, it's warming up. We go to tomorrow, it's another 5 degrees warmer. We go to Wednesday, and the southwest winds come in, and the heat just off to our southwest is wholeheartedly into our area. You see that 18 over Traverse City? That's plus 18 Celsius at 5,000 feet. Means we can approach 90 degrees with something like that, especially if it's a dry area, which we're getting kind of dry. This is Thursday, same deal. Look at that, summer weather. Friday. Now, remember I told you that hurricane may start to work its way northward up through along the Mississippi River into the Ohio Valley. So this is Friday. It could take quite a while, and it may not even make it to us. This is Saturday. We're still hot. We haven't had a cold front come through. This is Sunday. We have the southerly flow. We haven't had a cold front come through. We're still hot. Maybe the clouds, block some of the heating part of the sun. This is Tuesday, September 17th. We're still in the southerly flow. We'd be getting humid by then. And now we're at Thursday, September 19th, and still no cold front in sight from the northwest. I wanted to show you this just so you have a good perspective. This is the average high temperature for today, and we'll call it 77 in Detroit and Ann Arbor and Kalamazoo, 76 in Flint and Lansing and Grand Rapids, 76 also Saginaw, probably 75 in Bay City, 74-ish in Traverse City. So that gives you the perspective for where we're going with what I'm calling a quote-unquote heat wave, because I think it is. I think we can, call it that. So now these are the high temperature forecasts the next 10 days. Today we should be around 80 degrees. All right, I got Priscilla's last name correctly. Thank you. Matthew Myers, how does it look for the car show Saturday in Hillsdale? If that rain would hold off, which it looks like it is, it would be a real warm summery day. So this is tomorrow. We, again, go into the low 80s. Then this is Wednesday. We're into the mid to upper 80s. I'm going to say Wednesday is 84 to 87. This is Thursday. I'm going to say Thursday is 85 to 90 degrees. UP all the way down to the southern border and into the thumb. Friday is in the 80s, upper 80s in places. Saturday is in the 80s, upper 80s in places. Sunday, well into the 80s. Monday, mid to upper 80s. Tuesday, 80s. Next Wednesday, September 18th, 10 days out, 80s still hanging on. All right, there's got to be, and I wanted to show you the low temperatures are going to come up too. We've been kind of chilly. Now, tomorrow morning, low temperatures in the 50s, so comfortable. Again, you can open the windows up. And this is an indicator of if the humidity is building. Once you start to see morning low temperatures only drop to, say, 65 to 70, then you know the humidity has come up. So Wednesday morning still starts dry around 60, and Thursday 60. A very drying situation. Keep your eye on the garden. Keep your eye on your landscape plants, any freshly planted trees, because this will take a lot of moisture out of them coming up. So you're going to want to keep things watered, unless it's a plant that's pretty well done for the season. Now here's Friday, lows in the 60s. Saturday coming up to 64. Sunday, mid to upper 60s. And that's why I say by early next week, we're going to get into the humidity. Morning low temperatures in the upper 60s. Quite warm for this time of the year. Good morning, Benzonia and Margaret Winnie. My wife and I love Benzonia. We go to the yummy tummy or the hungry tummy. Okay, now, how long does this last? Do we see an end in sight for this? I'm calling it a heat wave. When you get 85 degrees for 7 to 10 days in September, it's a heat wave. It's not the 100-degree heat wave of 4 or 5 days, that you'd get in June, July, or early August, but it's a September heat wave. How long does this last? When do we see an end to it? We don't in our realistic day of dynamic models. So what we're going to look at here is the air temperature anomaly, so how far above or below normal it is, or if it's near normal, there's usually no shading. And it's pretty clear to see as we go out 16 days, there is no cold air anywhere in sight here on our side of the northern hemisphere. So here it is. This is a pretty stable image that I'm giving you. This is the European model in the ensemble mode. So there's 31 iterations, 31 tweaks, all averaged together. I'm showing you the temperatures just off the surface because it's a good visual way to show you. And when you get the light orange, you're 4 degrees warmer than normal, not too significant. Now when we get into this, we're 10 degrees warmer than normal by late in the week. And then we go to the weekend, next weekend. Could be another summery weekend. Now we go into September 17th and September 18th and September 20th and 21st. And we're getting out there September 23rd. we end up Tuesday, September 24th. Our side of the globe, guess what, is warmer than normal. That one right there would be about probably 10 degrees warmer than normal, and at that point, our normal high is around 70, so that means we're still going to be 80-ish or more as we head toward, the last week, or the second to last week of September. And to bear it out, let's look at the extended forecasts from the Climate Prediction Center. So there's your 6 to 10 day forecast. Much warmer than normal, drier than normal. Here's your 8 to 14 day forecast, much warmer than normal, drier than normal. Hence my thing about, water your landscape plants. For example, I planted 6 or 8 evergreens about July. I've been watering them, and I want to keep that going. I do not want them to dry out in this type of weather. 3 to 4 week forecast takes us to October 4th. Yeah, that's the bad part about meteorology, is we zoom through months by looking so far ahead. Through October 4th, pretty high chance that it'll be warmer than normal. Remember, though, we are losing the power of the sunshine, and drier than normal. So you're definitely, one of the key points here is that you're looking at some very good finish outside projects weather, almost where you get hot in the afternoon, especially next week as the humidity builds, but also very drying conditions for your plants. So keep them watered. I'm going to go out and water some today because it's been quite a while since we had a decent rain in Frankenmuth, and it looks like it could be 10 days, maybe, depending on what happens with that tropical system and hurricane. There you have it. Thanks for joining me on the MLive Morning Weather Update, brought to you by Consumers Energy. I'm MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. Have yourselves a great Monday. Bye.